Hello and happy September, everybody. So again, recording this a little bit later than I would have liked. Happy September 3rd is when I'm recording this. And yeah, I've had perhaps like many of you that I'm hearing from, I'm having quite a bit of body intensity happening still in my world, specifically in my GI stuff. So yeah, let's get into what is this all about? What's happening in September? So first of all, we have the card of the month is the Great Wheel. And again, this is from the Syrian Starseed Tarot deck. And so what is the Great Wheel about? So it says the Great Wheel means a new cycle is beginning. And I definitely feel that. There's been a purging, a cleansing happening. And for many of us, again, we're going to feel it in our bodies, especially. Really since the beginning of the year, we've been doing a lot of deeper clearing out of all of that, I call it old gunk. And when I say old gunk, it's those past wounds and traumas that we're healing on a deeper level, as well as clearing out all of that conditioning, both collective, family, religion, political, et cetera, so that we can come into more soul alignment, right? And to fully be the co-creator we're here to be. And September is a big month again. It's a big month. And it's saying with this Great Wheel that we have been, hopefully you've been doing the work and you've been doing all that clearing out. And so that new cycle can begin, right? So we usually think about a new cycle beginning at the beginning of the year, right? In January, as we move into the next year. But I'm going to say for this year, it's like really big right now, really big. So it symbolizes a process, a completion of a process. So I'm going to weave in some astrology here too. As many of you do follow astrology, on Sunday, September 1st, again, depending on where you live, Pluto went back, retrograded back into Capricorn. And so if you remember back to January, beginning of this year, Pluto entered Aquarius for the first time in 250 some years. So really a really long time and a really big deal. So you want to look at your birth chart. And again, I recommend either Chani, C-H-A-N-I, the app. It's free. There's both free and paid versions or the Pattern app. Again, free or paid version, but you can get your birth chart there. And what you're going to want to look at is what number house is Capricorn, is in your Capricorn. Because from now until the end of November, Pluto is back in Capricorn. And that's the last time it's going to be there for a while. And then at the end of November, we go back into Aquarius and we're going to be there for about 19 or 20 years, something like that. But again, the important thing to go look at your birth chart and see what number house is in Capricorn. And then you can Google, astrological houses and what they mean. I won't be giving that information here. That's too much, even though I do have that information. Those of you that are working privately with me, you can go ahead and WhatsApp me or email me for guidance on that as well. So looking at the house, and also what we're really doing is looking at what did you start or begin back in 2008? And what progress have you made since then? And again, it could relate to that house that is in your Capricorn. So again, something is coming to an ending, a complete, it's retrograding, we're looking at it, we're processing it. Any little completion, any little finishing up, and then we are ready to move on, right? When something ends, something new begins. And so we're reflecting, we're looking at 2008 forward, and what are we finally ready to complete and put to rest, like for good? And it could be a pattern, it could be a behavior, it could be a belief system. Of course, they're all connected. It could be a relationship. It could be related to your career. Again, depending on what number house you have in Capricorn is probably going to be connected to that. All right. So then we move into Virgo new moon, which was yesterday. So what does that have to do with? Again, you're going to want to look at what house is in your Virgo. So even though we have our sun sign, our rising sign, and our moon, we have all the signs, every single sign. And so we want to look at what house, again, is in Virgo, because that's going to really be highlighted at this time. So in general, this new moon, Virgo, is an earth sign. We've got connection, more connection with the body, listening more to body guidance. Your body might need more rest. It might need different food and supplements. It might need different types of movement. So again, because of all of this clearing out and shifting we've done since the beginning of this year in a deeper way, we're now being called to look at, okay, from a physical standpoint, what do we need now? What do we need now to feel grounded, to feel centered? And also looking at all areas, really all physical environment, not just the body. Virgo's about your home, it's about work, it's about projects. So during this time, we really want to slow down and we want to pause and reflect on all of these pieces, as well as what are my priorities, right? And have I been acting from focusing on soul priorities, or have I been caught up in ego priorities? What I should do, what I have to do, what I'm supposed to do. And now we're really ready to look at that. And we're ready to say, you know what? No, I'm ready to be honest with myself. And I'm ready to admit, this has been too much, or I need to delegate, or I need to let go. So September's also about really looking at stress and being able to clear out, right? Because as adults, we know that we have the power to change anything in our lives. We really do. And so what do we need to do in order to reduce our stress and our overwhelm right now? And have that more reciprocal, energetic, and flow. So for some of you, it's going to be looking at people pleasing. Where have you been overgiving? Where do you need to set some boundaries so that you can have that balance, right? In the body, focusing on soul priorities, etc. All right. So again, I just want to touch back on the Great Wheel. So that's kind of big stuff that's happening right now, the beginning of September. And again, this Great Wheel is encircled by the Ouroboros, an ancient mythical symbol of a snake eating its own tail, a symbol of continual renewal of life, transformation, and rebirth. So many of you, and this is not always going to feel comfortable, which is, physically speaking, I'm going through a lot of discomfort, GI now. And I know that it's because I'm making these bigger shifts. And we have to remember, right? Or it's important to remember that all these emotions and these limiting beliefs and these old structures and systems, they've been living in your body. So as we heal these old wounds, as we shift these limiting beliefs and activate what is true for us now, that old gunk has to leave the body. So some of you might be really called right now to do detoxes, liver detox, kidney. So again, more cleansing and purifying to assist in that rebirth that we're experiencing this month. And this Great Wheel also has the number 10. So it's really about good fortune. And when you think about the Great Wheel turning in your favor, right? So doing all this work, we're not just doing it for the heck of it. We're doing it so that we can experience more soul alignment, which means more fulfillment in all areas of our life. And then again, health comes with that as well. So the old giving way to the new, a new cycle has begun. And a higher octave of experience, challenge, and awakening is, if you are ready for that, is here. So some questions you might want to ask yourself. When is the wheel of my own fortune going to turn? Is it turning now? How am I receiving what I have given? So I mentioned this, I think, last month. So many of the people in my community, including myself, are really good at giving. And we really have to focus more on receiving. So that give and receive flow, right? I'm going to talk more about that too towards the end of September. What great winds of change are upon me? What new cycle of life am I embarking on? What universal forces are at play in this situation, whatever the situation is that you're wrapping up, right? How am I being shown what lies ahead? So again, tapping into the body and the body's guidance and the soul's guidance. As I teach, the soul is always speaking to us. And one of the ways it does that and guides us is through our bodies. So that is the Great Wheel. So also on September 5th, we have the Black Moon Lilith and is connecting with Libra, the South Node of Libra. So you might also want to look at what house is in your Libra, okay? Because that's going to be activated right now. And Libra, again, has to do with, and we're going to be actually moving fully into Libra September 23rd, I believe. We're going to be moving into that sign. Right now we're in the sign, the sun sign of Virgo. And Libra has to do with balance and justice. And it has to do with that balance of masculine, divine masculine and feminine energy. It's also ruled by Venus. So Venus has to do with love and relationships. So we're really being called, again, this is happening now, but it's going to get bigger towards the end of September and into the beginning of October. That balance in terms of that give and receive flow in relationships. And those are personally and professionally, right? Are we, after clearing out all that old relationship gunk that we've been doing and those past relationship wounds, now we're looking around, right? The dust is settling and we're looking to see, okay, are the relationships, my job, my career, those relationships, that relationship, as well as my friends and my partner, family, those relationships, are they stronger? Or are we meant to move on and invite in new relationships that are more in that soul alignment now that we've done this big clearing out of gunk? Again, gunk equaling all the past wounding that we've been working on healing and shifting of those limiting beliefs that were put upon us by culture, society, etc. So just completely in line with that, that Pluto retrograding back into Capricorn, right? It's about old systems, old structures, crumbling. And also deep truths exposed. So Libra has to do with that as well. And just to back up a little bit, the 17th, we have the first and next lunar eclipse season. So we're already going to start to feel that energy with the new moon that happened yesterday on the 2nd. So we've got this full moon in Pisces, lunar eclipse full moon in Pisces coming on the 17th. And again, this has to do with endings. So all of this is in line, endings, so that we can receive the new. You're going to have some kind of just this deep knowing that something in your life is done. Like it could be the way you've been doing something. It could be the relationship. It could have to do with money. It could have to do with work. Again, depending on what houses these fall in for you. You're going to be getting more intuitive downloads. Pisces is all about spirituality. And you're going to be called to detach more from the physical world so that you can receive more spiritual insights and guidance. So kind of going more into stillness, going into more connection with the body, listening to your soul, so that these these downloads can come in, and so that you can move forward with that great wheel energy. And again, that Libra fully moves into the sun on the 22nd, 23rd, again, where you are time zone wise. So those are some of the energies that are happening in September. Again, I always want to put a positive spin. It can feel heavy because this is a lot of stuff that we're clearing out. Like, we're really going through a huge shift right now, you guys. So, but again, as awful as it might feel, and I'll be honest, I was just in the emergency room again on Sunday because of my GI stuff. And it's a lot. It's a lot. And if we keep moving forward and we keep doing the work, then we're going to come out on the other side, and it's going to be so much more beautiful. And I can personally say that from all the past times that I've done that, even though I'm doing it again on another level, it just keeps getting better the more that I move through the old gunk. But again, there's going to likely be fear. And so we need to soothe those parts of us. We need to use all of our tools, and we need to get a lot of support. You know, again, we're not here to do this alone. So whether it's me, whether it's other coaches, guides, body workers, healers, you know, I'm asking for a lot of extra support right now from all aspects, all areas of my life. So, all right. Yeah, but essentially what's not working, and finally, we are ready to make a change, that great wheel shift, so that we can receive the moon. So some other things coming up this month, those are the energies of the month, and some things coming up that you might be interested in to receive more support. We've got a live podcast coming up this month with guest speaker Rachel O'Mara, author of the book Pause. So we're going to be talking about the power of pausing, and that's on September 9th. And some other dates you might want to put in your calendar on Monday, September 16th and 23rd. There are going to be 2 free workshops this month. I'm still feeling out. Those are going to be on the 16th, 23rd at 5 p.m. Pacific. So you can put those in your calendar. The links to sign up for those will be coming. Still deciding whether we're going to do lower body, upper body workshop, or colon stomach. I'm still going back and forth with that. I'm also speaking on a summit this month. So you can stay tuned for that. And yeah, I think that's a rundown of all the different things that are happening this month of September in this community. So feel free to join me for those, and those links will be coming soon, or they'll be below this video right now. And yeah, as always, just sending you so much courage and compassion. We need loads of compassion right now for ourselves and for others. You know, we're all in this together, and a little compassion goes a long way right now. You know, this is not an easy time to be on the planet, for sure. So make sure you're getting that support, making sure you're using your tools, and yeah, just remember that you are always supported, and you are always guided by your divine team, seen and unseen, to move through all of this, whatever it is that you're experiencing right now. So, and if you'd like much more deeper support, you can reach out and take a look at the Evolve Journey program. All right, love you guys, and feel free to comment and let me know how you're doing and what's coming up for you this month. And if you know, whatever resonated with you, and feel free to share this video with anyone you think would benefit. All right. Namaste.